And then Guatemala came on my radar because of Lake Atitlán. And as soon as I arrived, I felt home and a connection to the land. So this is one of the reasons why it's the land, and the land in particular at Starseed Village has the water. And this is something that the project is all about, and why it's so close to my heart: water sovereignty, growing the food, creating a village that is self-reliant, independent in many ways, and freedom, as we've talked about before, and I'm sure we'll go into a bit more.
Hi there and welcome to Swiss Impact-based Energies.
Come along on this eye-opening journey as we dive into sustainability and impact investing.
Here you'll meet inspiring individuals who are crafting a brighter future for all generations to come.
The potential for impact investment is boundless, and you can be absolutely sure we are part of this positive change.
Are you ready to dive in and make a difference? Let's take action for the benefit of both mankind and nature. Welcome, dear audience, to the 8th episode of 8th season. Okay, what a coincidence. And what a week it has been.
Yeah, especially with you visiting some of the most incredible sacred places and churches in France.
Well, sometimes we overlook the significance of nearby churches or temples. Even when we visit, we often just take a picture and leave, missing out their history and the messages of the saints. This place is actually there to remind us of our divine nature, which we should strive to awaken. At their core, all religions teach love and personal transformation. To change the world, however, we must first change ourselves, become better humans, care for others, and nurture the nature. So, Ben, what do you have to say today as a story?
So, back to the earth. Well, back in 2000, the renowned economist Danny Roderick introduced the globalization paradox, or called the globalization trilemma, asserting that a nation can only achieve two of the three: hyperglobalization, national sovereignty, and democracy. For instance, China excels in globalization and sovereignty, but lacks democracy. European nations, on the other hand, manage globalization and democracy well, but struggle with sovereignty. Meanwhile, the US is focusing on globalization and sovereignty, potentially at the cost of democracy.
Well, we cannot have everything, right? And we live in the world of duality, but it's still a concerning thought. Continue.
So that's why I believe in impact investment, which seems to strengthen all three aspects of the globalization paradox. And today's project is an example of how the answer may look like.
So with that, let's welcome our guest of today, Mr. William Blakey, who is guiding us back to our roots. So welcome, William. Great to have you with us today. Where are you right now?
Thank you very much. I'm in a wonderful island of Bali.
Wow.
We miss Bali a lot. William, before we start, I'd like to briefly introduce you to our global audience because they might not know you yet. So you are the co-founder of Starseed Village and an experienced founder and serial entrepreneur. You have a global network of strategic partners and a dedicated team of experts committed to their ideals. Your mission is to support conscious communities, regenerate our dear planet, and integrate spirituality into daily life through innovative financial methods like impact investing and cutting-edge technologies such as quantum networking and blockchain. And if I forgot anything, you will tell us next in your story.
Thanks. No, I think that was wonderful. Really nice introduction. And yeah, you were with me here in Bali not too long ago, and we really got to learn more about each other's mission. And when you finished the introduction there to say about ideas, I felt like you were going to say Dharma, because that's really what our community is all about. It's discovering why we're here, what our purpose is on Earth, and how to bring that to create the change that we all feel to see. And I know
That's
you're on that
great
mission,
because
so I really appreciate your time and
thank you.
support.
Well, now everyone knows what is dharma because I thought it's better if you say it in your words. What do you understand behind?
So, William, our viewers are eager to know more about the mind and heart behind Starseed Village. And can you share some key moments and experiences from your journey that led you to create this remarkable project?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I was traveling the world for about 8 years after leaving England and just saying, okay, one way, let's discover and explore myself and the world. And Bali was the first place I felt like home because of the people. And there's a lifestyle here that really attracts very creative entrepreneurs that are looking to create a positive impact. And then Guatemala came on my radar because of Lake Atitlán. And as soon as I arrived, I felt home and a connection to the land. So this is one of the reasons why it's the land, and the land in particular at Starseed Village has the water. And this is something that the project is all about and why it's so close to my heart: water sovereignty, growing the food, creating a village that is self-reliant, independent in many ways, and freedom, as we've talked about before, and I'm sure we'll go into a bit more. So really it's the land, it's the water, it's the elements, and it's my home.
Wow, that feels amazing. So it is in Guatemala, the Starseed Village, right? And it's such a unique name. What inspired it and how does it reflect the mission of your project?
Okay, so Starseed is a reference for someone who feels like they have a connection to the star system in their soul. They remember their purpose here on Earth to support it. It's shift in ascension, also on a human level. So the idea is to attract souls that are resonant with that mission so that we can actually live together in an environment that's supportive for our mission. And also to create a systemic change outside of our single village.
And has there been a particular moment or experience that solidified your dedication to Starseed Village and its transformative initiatives?
Yeah, there's been many. It's been quite a journey since 3 years. We've had many different community members come and live with us. And really at the beginning, it was just an ashram for people to come and live and have access to water and nature and heal and take time and breathe. And this was very rewarding for many reasons. And to also witness that become self-organized, you know, to see how people realize, oh, actually there's other people contributing and giving, and how can I give? And how that then forms structure and calls for leadership and visionaries to come and help ground something in that's meaningful and people can understand and really get behind. So I'd say the people is kind of the biggest inspiration. There's actually been times when I've wanted to leave because it's an incredibly challenging thing to do, to go into the jungle, to live in conditions that are, you know, not necessarily safe for children and family, and like really walking the path and being pioneers in a location. It's difficult. On a relationship level too, you know, you end up in the jungle and lots of things can come up. So there's been times when I've wanted to say, no, this isn't where, this shouldn't be this way. But the people always show up and say, no, this is the way, and they remind me. And yeah, the love of the water and the local people, and there's many things that I've experienced through the journey.
Well, that sounds very, very spiritual. So let's talk about Seed Star itself. As it sounds, it promises healing, connection, transformation. But what should visitors expect? And can anyone visit it?
So yeah, at the moment we do have a volunteer program, and visitors come and stay and participate and contribute with helping in the garden, growing food, taking care of the properties that are there, because there are some infrastructure already on the land. But now we're going through a transition. So over the last 3 years, we've been walking the land, understanding it, mapping it, droning it, creating residential zones, commercial zones, and really understanding a master plan. So now we're in a phase of executing that master plan. And we're not looking for volunteers or visitors. We're looking for real contributors that want to help build a village. So it's more about what the vision and the visitor might have in the future, 3 to 5 years from now, when we've actually built something that we're ready to say, okay, we're open.
And words like sovereignty, freedom, love, and nature, how do these principles shape life at Starseed Village?
Okay, so we have quite an in-depth investor member profile. So people that want to become residents and stay with us. There's values, there's agreements, there's bylaws. There's very well documented processes for entry and things like this. And really what we feel is that every member joining this project is declaring their sovereignty. They understand that in order for that to happen, they need access to water. We have the spring water. They need access to their food. We have the soil to grow the food. They need access to their home and shelter without a mortgage, or without something that they still haven't earned and fully owned yet. So this project is about collaboration and co-ownership. Every single person that contributes to this village will own a piece of the land for their home within the foundation. And that gives them access to education and healthcare and all of the other services that we'll have for residents. Yeah.
And there are so many eco villages which are already built or are about to build. So what makes Starseed Village the superstar, or will make a superstar in those?
Well, I think your last question kind of points to it. We have a very specific profile of people that we want to live with. There's 144 homes, and those 144 people are going to have a very unique experience joining a project of this nature, in this nature, literally. The land itself is very unique for the reasons I've kind of touched on, but also the Mayan culture and the energy that is in Guatemala has a very unique flavor to it. There's projects in Costa Rica, which is just next door, Mexico, which is just above. In the surrounding area, there's a lot of regenerative eco projects, and actually that's a good thing because we're building an alliance. We're already part of an alliance. Starseed Village was part of an incubator called Regenerate Civilization, and we were voted one of the top 3 regenerative land projects in the space. This was 2 years ago, after our first year of giving birth to this. And members that join Starseed will also have access to those other projects in the network. There's about 13 in Regen Civics and many more in other alliance partnerships that we have.
Okay. And you mentioned that sustainability is a key to the Starseed Village. So what eco-friendly practices are you implementing?
So I wouldn't use the word sustainability. I would always use the word regenerative because that's life creation, creating life.
Yeah.
So if we're going to start there, then it really starts with giving birth. And one of the anchor projects in Starseed Village is a birth center called Eden. So we can provide natural birthing solutions for mothers in a peaceful way. Then it goes through to the education around that. I feel like I just lost track of the question, and maybe you could ask me that one again.
So
cat
what
meowed and jumped off the table and
No problem.
So what are the eco-friendly practices you are implementing?
That's it, yeah. So giving birth is eco-friendly, I guess, but it's more about the permaculture and the agroforestry. So at the heart of Starseed Village is permaculture and agroforestry, because obviously that's required to grow the food. And at the heart of permaculture is right relation. So it's having right relation with the earth and with the people on that land, listening to the nature and building around her. And then it also is about using natural, local materials. So we have a partnership with Creosol, who have got 15 years of experience of developing specifically in Guatemala, and they use natural practices. So in our case, we can use clay. We have clay on the land that can be combined with pines to create eco bricks. There's also solutions to convert plastic waste into bricks. And there's a whole range of innovative solutions that we're bringing and considering when it comes to how we build.
William, I know you're also passionate about technology. So how will blockchain and AI enhance user engagement and expand the reach of the Eco Village?
Okay, so there's going to be a heartbeat in Starseed Village. It's literally a physical heart. You met them during our incubator, RTBT. They create this installation for Burning Man and other festivals. We're going to have a permanent one on the land for people to enter the heart and speak their dreams. AI will listen to those dreams and connect them with other people that come and sit in this heart in our village to support them in the realization of their dreams. That's one way AI can support us, as well as, as a team. with our meetings and task management, lots of ways. And then the DAO is a way of operating on blockchain. So it creates transparency, immutability, fraud resistancy. It also enables a project to fractionalize ownership of assets. And in order for this land to be co-owned, we need a way to effectively, efficiently, and securely share rights to that land. And using the DAO on chain enables us to do that, rewarding everyone involved, and also making sure we have one source of truth for everyone to reference.
And what are the biggest challenges you are facing in growing the Starseed Village, and how are you planning to tackle them?
Okay, so there's three. Number one is the hydropower plant, which sounds great. Okay, it means we have hydropower, so we're already on the path of being more sustainable or regenerative. But this plant makes a noise, a very small, subtle, low drum hum noise.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to provide a solution to contain that sound, which is very easy to do with the right budget. And also we're looking to acquire the hydropower plant. It's available for sale, and it comes with a whole range of business opportunities. In addition to acquiring the land, the road, that currently splits our land. The second is the bugs. We're in a jungle, so mosquitoes and bugs and things, they're very real and alive.
Well, Bill hates them,
Yeah,
he's worse than a
in
woman.
Bali we have them too. People put up with it because Bali is an island of paradise, and people will put up with it because it's the jungle, but also it can be reduced. Right now there's stagnant water, the land isn't being properly maintained, so there's things we can do to improve the structures, the water flow, and reduce that. The third thing, I don't even remember what it is now, so there's only two.
That's good. That's good. and Will, so where do you stand right now? What is the stage of the project, to understand better of what you already achieved and what you plan to do?
Okay, cool. So after 6 months of opening the land project, we hosted the Latin American Rainbow Gathering on the land. That was kind of a milestone, 6-month milestone. And there's been many milestones along the way. We're at year 3. So the most relevant milestones to make people aware of is the mapping, the LiDAR, the drone footage, all of the data that we have on the land, and the first-hand experience of having people living there, operating a community structure, volunteer program, preparing, visioning, all of this stuff. We're about to enter into a 10 to 15-year development cycle. So at this point in time, the invitation is for residents to join the project, choose their land, work with our team to co-design their home, or wait until phase 2 in January, where we'll have some off-plan designs. And potentially they want to co-develop a larger plot with us. They have a community they want to bring in, some friends, some family. So we're very much in the process of onboarding residents and also securing contracts with our partners. There's 11 anchor projects that are kind of noteworthy and worthwhile talking about. So we're literally in the process of going to contract with them.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe the ideal residents who would resonate with this lifestyle and, what are you going to offer? So who are those? I guess it's not a 60-year-old or, it's more for young people. Or how do you see the ideal resident?
It's a village. How can we not have 60-year-olds? We have elders, and elders are very important.
I'm challenging you, so for you to tell me who should come.
Okay. It's a village. So who lives there? Families, children, grandparents, great-grandparents, families, individuals, entrepreneurs, creatives, artists. It's a wide range. We use the terminology Starseed to try and reach people that feel like they have a mission to like support Earth and their fellow human beings, because they're the people we really want to work with. And ultimately, you asked me earlier, sovereignty, freedom. Okay, it's one of the things, but why? When people are operating in that state, they're getting guidance where they don't need to be told what to do. And this is what an autonomous organization is. This is how we decentralize power and create together on a true collaborative scale. So we're looking for people that understand that follow nature, that really have a connection to nature, and also see a need for an alternative place to live for their family and their future families to come. Something that's more integrated with nature. Not your typical 15-minute city.
How far is the sea or ocean from the place?
It's about 2 hours, to maybe 3 if there's traffic, to a black sand beach. And I must confess, the beaches in Costa Rica and Mexico are much more preferable. I'm in Guatemala for the jungle, for the rivers, for the waterfalls and the lake. And we're 1 hour from Lake Atitlán, 2 hours from Antigua, the capital, which is also a very beautiful place to go and visit, and 2.5 hours from Guatemala City Airport, so relatively easy access.
Okay, now the most difficult question. What are you looking for in terms of investment? And why should investors get excited about this project?
Okay, thank you. So the invitation first is for residents. Residents do need to invest, and they can choose how much land they would like to have for themselves, for their family, for their community. We're starting at $11 per square meter. And once we've finished contracts with our partners and closed the first round, which is 100,000 square meters only, the price will rise to $22, which we can then open up in round 2 in January with off-plan designs. So there's a clear path for a return on investment, as an impact investor should always look for. But there's also a very high impact, and that's really what our main focus is. The connection with the Mayan elders. We want to open a Mayan healing and educational center. The connection with the mission to create systemic change, protect the water, grow the food, all of these reasons. The heart of what Starseed really is the why. And the invitation is to become a resident or co-finance a neighborhood. So for example, a neighborhood of 10,000 square meters or 10 hectares, the land can be offered at the same rate, and we can become partners in collaborating in how we develop that area.
What will you do if there are more people that you can host?
Well, I think that's a good problem to have, and it would just create a waiting list, and we would make our table longer. You know, that's one of the things I think we all need to do, is if there's hungry people, is extend your table, and we definitely want to have that attitude. But at the same time, there's phases to opening doors, and right now the door is open for residents and people that have real value to contribute and support in this project, as it's a mammoth task. And at times when we're more ready, we can then host. We plan to have medical tourism, educational retreats, yoga programs, many things and opportunities for people to come and taste and have an experience at Starseed.
Well, can you name some more numbers in terms of investment? So how much are you looking for, actually?
Sure. So the 100,000 square meters we have allocated for round 1 is $1.1 million. That would be more than enough for us to secure the land and reach phase 2. We're also open up for a $3 million investment right now to secure a HQ and retreat and resort at the lake, so it can serve as a place to welcome people into Guatemala, integrate them with the lake, show them around, and then it's a short trip to Starseed Village where they can walk the land and choose whilst they're there, and also meet the team. So it's like an accelerator, incubator, HQ at the lake, and an additional $1 million for operations so that we can support the team, start core infrastructure, get to phase 2. In phase 2, it's going to be a lot more like 30-40 million plus, because we're currently in the process through going to contract with our partners, understanding their needs as well. For example, Regulus, the alchemical laboratory, would be raising $1.5 million. Artifact, the tea house, the tea temple, would be raising just close to 500,000. The Astana, which is the medical tourism, the spa, the wellness center, the biohacking, they would be looking for like $15 million. So you can see there's many opportunities to get involved depending on what size and scale your typical appetite might be.
And
sounds amazing.
And what's your long-term vision? So how do you see it evolving over the next decade?
So a decade is very far.
I know.
What I've come to learn is what we want isn't necessarily what comes through. And I think that's something that all the people involved in this project are carrying. They're in service to something, and they will allow it to be what it wants to be. And that's something that all of our partners and residents and members are conscious of, because we are listening to the land every step we go. So really, in 10 years' time, the land should look exactly how it wants to be. And from my perspective, that would be, a thriving agroforest ecosystem of fruit trees, every vegetable, every fruit that you could possibly want to walk and pick or have hand delivered to
I'm
your
coming.
front door.
I'm a totally fruit picker, so that's this I can
go into
join.
the rivers for a bath, to the waterfalls for a shower, running free in the jungle, go into the music studio to create some music, go into the art studio to create some art, go into the forest for a class, you know, there's going to be so many things that families can do and individuals can do.
And now the $1 million question: why are you in Bali right now and not in Guatemala?
It's a good question. So Bali was my first place, as I mentioned at the beginning. There's a lot of really good people here, and also an amazing lifestyle. So a lot of the partners that are involved in the Guatemala project are here in Bali. So that's one of the first reasons. The second reason is that I'm an international human and I'm not tied to one location. And even still, as we build Starseed Village, I won't be tied to the land. I'm tethered. And my personal vision for Starseed Village in Guatemala is to be living there in 3 to 5 years' time, where it will be, you know, more of a permanent resident.
And who is living there right now? Also indigenous people from Guatemala, or all from different countries, just to have a better idea?
Yeah, we definitely have some locals living on the land. Luis is the kind of one of the founding fathers, actually. He's a Guatemalan that helped us choose the land. He had a personal dream and vision for the land since he was young, as many people did locally. It's it's quite an adorned site. We're surrounded by 3,000 hectares of a private nature reserve, and it's the source of the water, and it used to be a path that the mines would walk through regularly. So when he understood we were building a community and he could get involved, he was the first person to go and live there and kind of serve as an operation farm manager, boots on the ground, you know, operation guy who can connect with the neighbors, speak the local language, and these types of things. So there's locals there. We also have some guys from America, from all around the country, participating in the volunteer program. And yeah, it's been 2 months since I was there, so I don't know everyone that's always there. Sorry?
Well, how long does this volunteer program last?
It was a minimum of 1 month, and it lasts for 3 months plus. You can work your way to becoming a core member after 3 months. If you're considered a core member, then there's other, you know, benefits to staying, and it's kind of a different path. As I said, that's not really open right now. We're not looking for volunteers, just to be clear.
Good.
And for those who are inspired by your vision, how can they get involved or support your village?
So I guess they can go to starseedvillage.com. They can also follow up from this. I believe we can put a link to the presentation in the description of wherever you share this video, so people can go onto the presentation and learn about the project in more detail. Also meet the team. They can reach out to anyone on the team. Me personally, by email if you guys want to share my email. And yeah, the invitation to support is become a resident, or you can buy our token, because we are a DAO. So we are creating tokens that will serve as credit at the village. These can be used in phase 2 to buy land or off-plan designs, or they can be used for credit when our anchor partners and projects and everything is fully functional, open for visitors and residents.
Perfect.
That's amazing. Do you have more questions, Ben, from your side?
That was it.
Yeah, I think it's very clear, and I'm looking forward to visit it, actually, to see it with my own eyes, the project. So let's plan some Guatemala journey. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I welcome you. My personal guests, for sure.
Thanks, Willem. Well, the time is running today pretty fast. So last question as we wrap up. What is your message or call to action to the world which you want to say right now?
Listen to nature, to the waters, to the animals, to your friends, your family, yourself. Go to the place that you find joy and happiness. Always trust your intuition. And if the invitation to come to Starseed Village, become a contributor, a resident, or just a visitor resonates with any part of your being, then I invite you to come to Guatemala and visit us. I'm so grateful for your time, your attention, and I look forward to hearing from anyone that this touches today. So thank you to Ben and Sveta for all of the support that you give to me and to our community. It's been a real pleasure to have this experience with you, and I look forward to seeing what happens on the other side. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks you, William, for sharing this. And I mean, in Bali, it's unforgettable journey for us as well. And I'm sure it's just the beginning of a new chapter. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's so nice when the consciousness is rising of people and they really connect with the nature, isn't it?
It's amazing.
You can
the whole
feel
project.
it. Then you can feel it. It's not just saying, you can feel it in the air. So I hope we could bring you the nature a little bit closer today. And this is a call to action. If you have nothing to do, you want to gain some peace and experience personal transformation, go to Guatemala. William will be your personal host.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey today.
We hope this incredible story has ignited something in you. Don't miss out on what's coming next. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned.
Feeling inspired to support our guests or be featured on our next show? Get in touch with us at apply@iisolutions.ch.
Let's stay connected. Find us on TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, or any other social media platform you love.
We are super excited to share our upcoming episodes with you.
See you soon.